Face to Face with the Beast is a 2013 memoir by the Iranian former nurse Hengameh Haj Hassan. It details the author's incarceration in two of our country's most notorious prisons, Evin, then Ghezel Hesar, then Evin again, between 1981 and 1988. It's not a very well-known book, but if the right people in Iran are ever brought to trial for crimes against humanity, as they undoubtedly should be, it may yet have its day. The book begins just after the Iranian Revolution of 1979. Two rival groups were vying for power, a hardline clerical theocratic party centred on the Ayatollah Khomeini and a liberal party known as the Mujahideen. Hengameh Haj Hassan chose the latter. For the former, she writes, Islam was a means of gaining power and repressing the people in order to keep that power. For the latter, Islam was synonymous with freedom, tolerance and the well-being of everyone. Needless to say, she found herself on the losing side. The clerics were simply more ruthless. The new regime set out to exterminate all opposition. Hengameh went into hiding, but she was arrested and taken to Evin prison, where she found herself amongst many other female prisoners, most Mujahideen like herself, but some Marxists. The whole group was host to an indeterminate number of spies. Their captors wanted information. They flogged the soles of the prisoners' feet with cables. There were frequent kickings, whippings, beatings, the occasional rape, and endless interrogations, during which the author writes, the questioners were terrified of being recognised. They always wore white cowls with two holes. Many of the inmates died under torture. Some suffered complete mental breakdowns. Others were simply murdered in the frequent large-scale executions. Several things mitigate the horror. Firstly, the prisoners' spirit of resistance. Secondly, their solidarity in the face of almost inconceivable brutality. Most of this book consists of pen portraits of the many women Hengameh met in prison, but who simply didn't survive. They drew courage from mutual support and were willing to suffer sometimes considerable deprivations on each other's behalves. Interestingly, they never stopped believing in Islam. They were allowed to read the Quran. The government was nominally Muslim, so how could they not be? And they drew comfort from its pages. Hengameh continually asked God for the strength to endure. There's no sense here, as there might be in other books, that God has anything to answer for. As she's leaving Evin prison for the last time, the author addresses it with what are virtually the last words in this book. I swear by God that we will demolish you. We will destroy you. Since the recent death of Mahsa Amini in police custody, killed for wearing her headscarf incorrectly, that prophecy has come a lot closer to being fulfilled. The sooner the better, and the same goes for the whole regime.